back to the Spa Sisters podcast, season 7. I am so excited to be here with Julie again. We've got some amazing guests on our season 7 show. Um, and to start, we have the wonderful Rosie, who you may remember from a podcast previously, which was a live recording from our Spa Life talk. The reason we have brought Rosie back on our podcast this time is because she is taking just leaps and bounds in her business and her career. And we want to showcase this, shine a light on this, and also get into the really juicy realities of what it takes to take that leap from being employed to being self-employed in our spa, wellness, beauty, holistic arena. So welcome, Rosie. Thank you for coming back on to the channel. Uh, where are you now? What's happening? What's going on? You were at Spa Life with us. You
Mhm.
just launched your business. So tell us where you were back then, and then we can dive into where you're going.
Perfect. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on again. It's lovely to be with you both, so thank you. So yes, when we were at Spa Life, I just set up my holistic treatment business called Parsley Spa. And to be honest, at that time, I was still building, doing the odd treatment here and there, but I was still working part-time locally in a spa. So I was a senior therapist there, and I'd been there for a number of years, and I was full-time. And I had to kind of break the news to them that I'd be moving out of my senior position, going to a part-time position, so that I could do my own treatments for my own business alongside. And it came with a bit of a shock to them. And we did the Spa Life together, which was amazing. We spoke there. And since then, it has grown a lot more since. I've been able to drop my hours from part-time to casual. So I did ad hoc hours at the spa. And then a few months back, I was able to quit completely my role at the spa. And I've just been dedicated to my own business for the last couple of months now. So yeah, it's been really, really busy. It's been growing. And really excitingly, I'll be moving into my own treatment premises. So at the moment, I'm renting a treatment space within a yoga studio. But by the end of the month, I'll be having my own shop. So I'm really excited.
Oh, that's incredible, isn't it? I mean, you have to have some real guts to do that and take that leap. And just before we kind of go into that, I would like to say that I've noticed your presence on social media is more and more, and I think we can delve into, how important that is, but also how important it is to not rely on social media. But again, it is your shop window, isn't it? And I've just seen so much amazing content that you've been producing, and it's visible, it's out there, and it's obviously working. So congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's one of those things where social media, as you say, a lot of it can be word of mouth and you want to get the rapport in the treatment room when you meet the client, but it's a way of people knowing who you are before they actually meet you. So a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, I feel like I already know you," because they've watched my videos, they've heard me speak, they've watched treatments that I've done. So it really gives them an idea of what it's going to be like when they come in and what to expect. Because some people can be a bit nervous when they're trying something new, and it can be personal as well. Having a strong online presence is to make people feel as comfortable as possible. They know the space, they know where they're going, they know who I am, and what to expect in the treatment as well. So we do think that's important just to give people that reassurance. And reviews help as well. So having, people share their experience so again people can see if it's for them or not.
Mm. So a lot of people actually struggle sometimes with social media. Would you say that you're a social media native, or have you have a little bit of help?
Yes, I've definitely had some help. So my partner Alex has been amazing because I'm a therapist through and through. I love being hands-on. I love the connection with the clients. So when I looked into the whole business, everything about it, so the social media, all the admin, the finances, it was a lot to learn, but I was very grateful because Alex, my partner, has had experience in, a bit of marketing and other areas of business. So he was really able to help me develop that kind of presence online with social media. He's read every business book under the sun, every marketing book. He's listened to podcasts, so I'm feeling really grateful for his support. But yeah, definitely at the beginning, I hated it. I really hated it, if I'm going to be honest. It just felt like
Yeah.
time away from the treatment room, and that's what I really wanted to be doing. But it is important. So still now I have to watch my attitude because he might say, let's film a video. And I'm like, oh, so I need to put, no, it's going to be good. So yeah, definitely it's something you have to learn, and also just throw yourself out there. I think a lot of people are too afraid of, having hair out of place or speaking, in a way that they don't feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, I don't think it matters that much. People get to see the real you. So it takes practice to just go, let's just make the video and see what happens.
And that's one of the appeals, actually, that you are just so you
Mm.
on social media. You're not trying to be anyone else. You're not trying to be the image of perfection. It is you. You are in that space, sharing authentically, and it does come across that way. And that is half of, why people keep watching and looking at the videos. And it's just intriguing, isn't it, I guess?
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's because a lot of social media, in my opinion, to be honest, Alex and I don't love social media because it can be very fake and false. So we wanted it to be helpful for people, so it's educational, they can learn something from it. And yeah, as you say, just be as honest as possible because I think that's people get to know you the most then. I think we're all done with it being false and not authentic. So
Very true.
Mhm.
So you also mentioned there other things like the admin and the finance and things. So I know personally as well, I'm very lucky to have my own Alex. But if somebody didn't have somebody behind them or to support them, what would you advise somebody to do so that it doesn't block them from living their dreams?
Mhm.
But how do you think that people should approach that whole business side of starting up?
Yeah. So I think one of the best things that I've done is get a business coach. That was really, really helpful. You can also get business mentors. I think it's really important to do your own research as well. So looking into books, podcasts, things like that, just to kind of give you an idea. Also, my sister is in HR and my dad does accountancy. So again, I felt like that was really helpful. So if you have anyone close to you that is good with anything like that, that can be really, really helpful. So yeah, I definitely say mentoring, business coaching can be really, really helpful. And just reaching out for support if anyone has experience, because I know people, I've asked therapists, what's the best booking system that you've used? Is there a way that you've done it, to promote a certain treatment? So yeah, I'd say definitely reach out to other people that you know. And if you don't know and you're not sure where to start, I'd say a mentor or a business coach is a really good start. And
And
it's
is that expensive? A business
yeah.
coach, the one that is it quite expensive?
Yeah, so to be honest, we've only had a few sessions, but that was kind of all we needed to kind of get set
Mm.
up and have some
You don't
insight.
have to be locked in for a long period of time, or it's just to
Exactly.
get some inspiration and guidance.
Exactly, and I think it's worth the expense because yeah, it can be expensive, and some people are more expensive than others. But I think it really does help. It just because when you're a therapist, you might not have that kind of businessy brain, so it just allows you to really work out the financials, the numbers, in a way that you're comfortable with because it can be overwhelming. So talking to someone one on one will just allow you to feel more comfortable with it.
I think as well, community, as you said, like a community of therapists who have started out on their own is very valuable. So where did you find these people to ask? Was it just because you knew them, or have you been joining some sort of platform or forum for that kind of discussions?
So I have met some lovely people along the way. So people that who are my colleagues previously in the spas before. A lot of them would sort of have their own businesses alongside working in spa as well. So I was able to ask for their advice. And just Google, I think, just Googling a lot of these things. But also Facebook groups I have found really, really helpful. So there's a Massage Therapists UK group that I'm a part of, and people put all sorts of questions on there. I've had a claim, I'm worried someone's going to claim, insurance questions, booking system questions, treatment, training questions. So that's a really good group. So yeah, Facebook groups can be really, really helpful as well. And I think in the early days, that was a great way to advertise the business as well. Sort of joining local groups to post into, just sharing about your business and trying different things. That's a free way of advertising, which is really, really helpful.
So brilliant. So basically, don't feel alone. Do a little bit of research, and there's people out there who can help, so that you can realize your dream, which is fabulous.
So you've got an army of people behind you, and I think that's key. And it doesn't have to be a close family or a partner. It could be a friend that you know who people love giving advice. People love giving their time, if it's a close friend or a friend of a friend, even having a 30-minute call with someone who knows a bit about HR, that I think it's important that people take the leap and don't feel like that. I guess that's a mindset thing, isn't it? If you feel like you don't want to bother people or you don't want to be cheeky and ask people for free advice, that's something you just need to overcome and go for it because you don't know. If you don't ask, you don't get. So, even if they say no, it's better than not having taken that leap.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And we're really grateful because the owner of Pure Spa, Becky owns multiple spas across, she was so kind and she had a call with us just completely from her heart, and we were so grateful for her to share her insight. So as you said, you have to ask, and it's from a loving place, and we said if there's anything we can do back. So yeah, it is all about advice, but equally I know people that are self-employed who are driving instructors, mechanics, and they can still help in a way because they can still help you with the legality side, so it doesn't have to be in the industry, so it depends what it is.
Mm.
um, but yeah, definitely is a mindset thing. And I also think don't put too much pressure on yourself too soon. I think looking back, Alex and I were like, oh, we need to make sure it's a limited company. But actually, you can
Mm.
start as slow as you want to. You could maybe just offer treatments on a weekend, like or an evening. You can kind of build your confidence up slowly. Don't feel like you have to kind of do it all at once, I think.
So how long have you been now officially on your own? I don't want to say on your own because you're not on your own. So when you made that final break, how long has that been?
I think it was in December last year that I made the final decision of I won't be doing any extra spa work and I'll just be full time on my own business. Yeah.
And just help us visualize then. Obviously, you've been in the space, the shared space. I mean, on average, in a week, how many clients were you getting at the beginning versus now?
So at the beginning, I'd maybe get one client every 2 weeks, maybe. And I think it took me quite a few weeks before any client started to come in. And then
That
now,
can be disheartening, can't it? When you're like, tapping your fingers and whistling to yourself.
yes, that's a really good bit of advice there is put stuff out there. Just because you've not heard anything back straight away doesn't mean it's in the works. So a beautiful friend of mine said that to me. She said, "You've sown your seed. Just be patient, just wait." Because if something I used to do, I'd go, "Oh, they haven't rebooked yet," or "They hated the treatment." Just wait, just be patient, they will return. It's that kind of put everything out there that you can, whether that's content, social media, advertising, talking to other people, and just wait and see. If they haven't come in a month, doesn't mean that they won't come. So
Mm.
yeah, just having that confidence and that patience, I think, is really, really good.
So do
And
you
then
do
you're
a lot
about,
of mindset work for yourself? Sorry, Carly. I'm very
and
intrigued. I mean, what kind of mindset do you when something comes along, do you think, oh my goodness me, or do you have somebody that you can bounce ideas off of when you find your mindset getting, let's say, tested?
Yes, yes. So I definitely think therapists and other well, people that I used to work with are the best people to speak to because they completely understand
Mm.
how you're feeling. So I think it's really, really important to ping ideas off other people that you know in the industry because it makes you feel like you're not alone. You can ask them, would you have done it the same way? And just a bit of a confidence boost as well, because they would have said, oh, I would have done the same thing in your situation. But I think the best mindset I have is to try and I try and do my best every single day, and also knowing that there'll be better days than others. And if that client isn't for you, that's okay. You at least you've done your best. You've tried your hardest. But if that connection wasn't there, that's okay. So obviously do what you can to help the client as much as possible. But there might be another therapist that might be better suited for them. So just having that understanding of, yeah, I've done my best. So yeah, I definitely think the support is hugely important because when you're employed, you can bounce ideas off colleagues. So you need to reach out to loved ones, definitely. And training as well. It keeps you inspired, I'd say.
So what are your services then?
So, I offer holistic massage, hot stones, bamboo, manual lymphatic drainage, myofascial release, lava shells. I do reflexology, holistic facials. I also have some more spiritual services like past life regression, Rahani and Reiki healing, and I do sound healing as well. So all the holistic work.
Oh my
That's
Mm.
gosh.
amazing.
Thank
I just
you.
want to go into your space now and not come out until I'm fully healed.
I try to
Wow.
different treatments together. So it's very rare that I'll just do a Reiki treatment or I'll just do a reflexology treatment. It depends on what the person needs, but quite often it's very intuitive. So I might think, oh, this will be good. And then when I get my hands on, we completely change it. So that's the fun part about it. So yeah, crystal healing is new to me as well. So I'm incorporating that into treatments. And sound is fairly new for me as well. And again, that can be amazing alongside a treatment.
Did you have a very clear vision in mind of what you wanted Parsley Spa to offer? There's lots of lovely holistic treatments in there. Did that grow organically, or did you say, this is where I'm going, this is what it's going to look like? You had that clear uh, vision in the front.
Yeah. So it definitely is very similar to what I envisioned it to be at the beginning. I'd say all those treatments are exactly kind of what I wanted to be doing. But I think something recently that's been a bit more new for me has been the sound healing. It was something that I just sort of really connected with, and I said, I have to do this. So I've been doing group events and cacao ceremonies and things. So that was not in the picture at the beginning at all. Whereas that's become more of a thing now. So everything I would say is exactly the same apart from the sound and doing the events. So working one to one is very different to working in a group setting.
And then
Yeah.
with your new space, how many people can attend a group session in your new space?
Yeah, so my new space is pretty much a treatment space with a small reception area. So I could do a private sound bath for two people, but for me to do larger group sessions, I'll have to go to a larger premises. But normally it'll be one-on-one work for my new premises.
Lovely. And then, so now going back to the original question, how many clients were you getting back then versus now? What are we looking at in terms of numbers?
Yeah, maybe 20, 25. Sometimes I'll have treatments from 9 in the morning all the way up until 9 o'clock at night. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So 25 a week.
yeah, it does vary quite a lot. Sometimes it can be 15, 10. 10 was the aim, but it's gone more than that. But yeah, some weeks it can be a bit quieter, but yeah, generally it's yeah around that kind of mark, I'd say.
So the big question,
Mm.
how are you going to manage you and your energy? Because I know that it takes a lot and 25 treatments a week. I mean, obviously, you've worked in a full-on spa, so we know the graft that comes with that. But yeah, how are we looking after Rosie?
I'm pleased that you've mentioned this because I think a lot of therapists can fall into this trap. You become so excited about the work that you're doing because you're so passionate and it becomes your life almost because you're putting everything into it. However, it's not very good for your energy levels, as you say. So I'm pleased that you've mentioned this. And to be honest, I'm still working on this. It's still something that I can struggle with because I think when you're an empath, you want to give, give, give. So if it's your day off and the client says, "Oh, I'm really in need. Could you help me today?" It's really difficult to say, "Yeah, of course." Like it's difficult to say no. So that's been something I've really had to learn of having. Yeah, so I'm still working on that, to be honest. But I try now to have a Monday completely off, so I won't be looking at my work phone. I'll literally turn my phone off. And I have got separate phones just to keep it separate. I have a timer on, so at 10 o'clock at night or 9 p.m. or whatever it is, the phone doesn't show any notifications. So that's been really good to separate. And just having a day just for you. Try not to plan too many things. Um, so I go to sound baths regularly. I try to do meditation regularly. Self-healing can be really helpful. This week I've had two swaps with therapists already, so we've done healing for each other. So that's a really great way to restore your energy. So I'd say having clear boundaries. This is my evening off now. This is my day off. And yeah, just having those, that can be really, really helpful. And also cleansing your energy in between sessions. So I use a lot of crystals. So I've got black tourmaline, which is a really great one to absorb negative energy. I have a selenite crystal that I kind of brush through my aura just to cleanse at the end of every session. And my bowls as well, sort of singing bowls again, just to cleanse the space can be really, really helpful. Or even just brushing your body down at the end of your day. I'm clear now.
Mm, yeah. And would you ever consider bringing another therapist
Yeah.
on board as well?
Yes, that's definitely what
I
we'd
can
like.
imagine it's hard. I can imagine it's hard to let that because it's your thing, it's your baby. And I can imagine it sort of you finding that, or not you, but me, if it was me, I'd be like, oh, is she going to do the treatments the way that I would do them? That's probably not going to happen because every therapist is different.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. That's something that we definitely do want. We'd love to expand and grow. I love the sound of that, and I kind of love the idea of each therapist bringing their own unique quality. Obviously, working within kind of what you want the company to be, but I think every therapist works differently, and even from a competition perspective, I think we're all different, and we've all got different qualities, which different clients will be drawn to. So everyone has their own unique way of working. But yeah, as you say, it can be quite nerve-wracking to know if they do it the way that you'd want to. But I
Right
think,
people. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that will take some work to get ready for that space of kind of just almost letting go and losing that control in a way and just allowing them to flourish. I think training is probably the best thing for that.
Wow. Julie, any more questions from you?
Oh gosh, I could sit with Rosie for ages with this. I'm thinking of lots of wonderful things to ask her. I suppose for me at the end is to say when you looked at the business and you thought to yourself, I really want to do this.
Mm.
How long did it really, you said that you made the big decision in December, but how long before that did you start to know that this is what you wanted?
Mm. 2 years before, I'd
Mhm.
say. It was really tricky for me because I loved working in spa. Obviously, it has its challenges, but I did love it and I did want to progress. I wanted to be senior therapist, head therapist, grow as much as I could to gain as much experience. But it kind of got to the point where I thought I was actually inspired by another spa locally, which is an Eastern spa. And I remember I remember visiting the spa and thinking, this is amazing. I'd love to create something similar. So that kind of planted the seed 2 years prior. And then it takes a long time, to decide what you want to be doing. So yeah, it was a long process. It definitely was a long process.
And then that was a year ago that you took the leap. So we're 3 years. It's taken
Yeah.
3 years really to grow this to the point where you are now in your own premises offering a nice full range of treatments, 25 clients a week. That's taken 3 years. So I think that's the message, isn't it?
Yeah,
Don't give up.
yeah, don't give up, be patient. If something bad happens, it will. Mistakes are a good thing. It means you can learn from them. And actually, at the beginning, that's the best time to make mistakes because you can easily if Apple was to make a massive mistake, it'd be quite a big scary thing. So when you're small, if you post some content that maybe isn't that great, there's not really, you can always learn from that. So I'd say, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
be patient. Don't also start with why, why is it that you've wanted to make this journey for yourself? And just go, this is why I started. Just always bring yourself back to that. 'Cause if it gets heavy, if it gets overwhelming, Why did I start? Why have I started this? Don't lose sight of that.
Very true.
Mm. And why parsley? I know why, but if you could
You know.
share, we know why, but why tell our listeners and viewers why parsley spa?
So I love animals and people, and I've had lots of pets. I had lots of animals growing up, which I was really grateful for, and I've always, had a massive connection with animals. So I had a pet rabbit named Parsley, and we were very, very close. We had a really amazing bond and connection, which some people might think is silly because it's such a small animal, but I think you can truly have that with a spider, a bird, whatever the animal is. And I noticed at the end of her life, there was something wrong because she was taking my energy, like she was having Reiki, and I was going, okay, I wonder what's going on here. Turns out she had cancer, and I almost wanted to treat my clients the way that I looked after her, sort of at the end of her life, that care and that love. Not that someone needs to be going through that in order to visit the spa, but just that idea of if you're going through a difficult time, if you need some nurture and support, I want to kind of give that same energy to them. So that's the reason.
Oh,
Amazing. That is, I'm gonna start crying now. I'm gonna go and we've got two rabbits. I'm gonna go and hug them now.
Oh, that's so lovely. But and I do treat people who have gone through cancer treatment, and again, that's a huge passion of mine. So that kind of links with the name as well. Yeah.
Like full of meaning and purpose. And I think that comes through with your business, absolutely. Well,
thank
thank you, Rosie. Thanks so much for
you.
your time. Every time we speak to you, you reveal something even more beautiful about your life, yourself. It's just lovely to have you on. And please, everybody, follow Rosie's business on social media, Parsley Spa, and that's in Sevenoaks in Kent. Yeah, you can get all the information. I presume you've got links on that on their Instagram there to learn more about treatments and what's offered. But have a wonderful day and thanks so much for coming on.
Thank
And
you
we
so
wish
much
you
for having me.
much success with the new location. And the next time I'm passing through Kent, I will definitely give you a ring.
Thank you. It'd be lovely to have you.
Rosie.
Thank you so much.
Bye.